What's happening? So I'll get this out of the way really quick. I am using my Fuji X-T1 mirrorless camera to do this. Now, I've had this camera for a while and I have yet to ever use it with video. I know that it makes good videos, but I've only used it as a still camera. So I'm hoping this goes good. It's a one-take deal. I'm going to upload it and hope for the best. But I am Joe Bananas, and I've never done a knife review before, but my one of my best friends, Terra Fanatic, insisted that I do a review, and he's been saying so for a long time, and I've just never done it. And he said, you need to do a review of the Baby Machine. And so here it is. This is the Baby Machine by Reate Knives, or as I say a lot, Reate. This is a design from Tashi Bharucha, custom knife maker. It's based off of his machine model, which if you can tell from the names, this is the Baby Machine, and he has a machine. So this is the smaller version of that knife, and it is very close to his custom. I don't own the custom. I wish I did, but I don't. And it's a smaller knife, and I have big hands. I know it's hard to probably tell on camera, but I do wear a 2XL glove. I have a very large hand, and this knife, even being a smaller knife, fits in my hands perfect, and it's due to being able to get this forward on the blade. Most knives, you know, you have a flipper tab here, or the frame extends here, which leaves everything in front of that useless. And in this knife, I'll do it with my left hand, it's a little bit easier with this tripod. With this knife, I can still get these two fingers, my index finger and middle finger, into that huge relief cut right there. And allows me to get a full purchase on the knife, which is awesome. And it's one of the things that drew me to this knife whenever I first saw it. That and the large blade window. I don't know, I thought it was cool. I could understand how a lot of people would not like that big blade window, and the design overall, to be honest. It is very different, but it also is very Tashi Bharucha. So I think it's one of those things where if you've been in the game, the knife game, for a little while, you see this and you go, oh yeah, that's a Tashi knife. But I do understand how some people wouldn't like it. It's a little bit out there, but I do dig it a lot. I think it's very sexy. The machining is it's top notch. It's absolutely flawless. It does not have a backspacer, as you can see, and it is also not an integral. So what this is two pieces of titanium that were milled out, and they actually joined together. I've taken this apart. I can't remember which side it is, but one of them has sort of a male end or a nipple that fits into a recess on the other side, and then the screws are one-sided here and here, which screw into this side. So you get a very clean look over here on the show side, except for this pivot, but it's okay. And you get your lanyard hole, which goes all the way through the slabs. What else? You got these cool divots here. So really well done. You get those on the lock side as well. And standard, which I think Reate did a few years ago. They started the whole trend, and which now made everything standard. You get your lock bar insert with over travel. Everybody does that now, and I think it was, I personally think Reate started that whole trend to make people pretty much have to do that now. I mean, nobody's going to pay money for a knife, a production knife now, in the $200 to $400 range. It doesn't have that. I mean, come on. A few different opening methods. You can first finger flick it like I just did, spidey flick it, and you can even thumb hole open it. It's very, very smooth. As you can see, the lock up there is pretty early. It does have RWL 34 steel. Personally, I've never used this steel before. I've never owned a knife with it. I do know that Damasteel produces it out of Switzerland, Sweden, one of the two. I think it's Switzerland. So we'll see. I honestly have the only complaint that I would have about this knife, and it isn't, it's not like it's not fixable. It did come a little bit dull, but I do own a Wicked Edge, so I'll throw it on a Wicked Edge and give it a nice little edge here one of these days. It wasn't dull, but it was much duller than I typically like. But other than that, it's flawless. I think retail for these is around 320 bucks. Some people may have them less, some people have them more, I don't know. Check your favorite retailer. But yeah, this is the satin blade and bee-blasted titanium. I know that they do have a blue anodized stonewashed frame version, and I've seen on Instagram too that there's a stonewash blade version, which actually looks really cool. The logos are pretty much non-existent with that one, so if you like a sterile blade, you may want to choose that one. I know that they are doing these in limited runs. I got number 114 of 200 in this configuration, so I don't know if they're all down to just, you know, 200 of each run and that's it or not. I don't know, but this one was 200. So if you want to get one of these, I would suggest getting on it ASAP before they're gone, if they are doing runs of 200. It is a great knife. It's on bearings. If I remember correctly, ceramic detent, ceramic bearings. Somebody will probably correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe that was it. Either way, it is ridiculously smooth. Great EDC knife, carries very well, perfectly centered, and it's floored me. This has been an absolute joy to have and carry and play with and cut with and everything. I love it. So maybe I'll do a few more of these. I don't know. This is kind of a trial run to see how it goes. Hope you guys like the video. Comment down below or something, I guess, if you want to see me do some more of these. Maybe I can break out a few knives and do some. So this is the Baby Machine by Reate Knives and a design by Tashi Bharucha. Hope you like it. See ya.